Hello everyone. I am here to deliver some sobering news regarding Esperancita Arroliga, whom so many of you know in the north side of Fort Worth and in Nicaragua and in all the communities that she has ever been involved in and has given back to. Back in May, about 2 months ago or so, Esperancita Arroliga was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And as you can imagine, this was very shocking to all of us family members. I am Esperancita's daughter-in-law, and she has no idea that I'm doing this video, and she probably wouldn't let me do the video if she knew it because she's so modest. But I wanted to share her story with you all, hoping that this word gets out to all those whom Esperancita has touched, because she has touched many lives. But when we heard the news that she had cancer, the doctors and oncologists were very positive, and they encouraged us by saying that they feel that we caught the cancer very early. The MRI and PET scans showed that she just had a tumor on her pancreas, and they felt that they could remove the tumor by surgery and not have to do chemo. So she proceeded by having the surgery done, which was done a few weeks ago. Right in the middle of the surgery being performed, they noticed that the cancer had spread. It had spread all over her abdomen, and it was just sprinkles, the surgeon said. There were just sprinkles of cancer everywhere. And so he said they didn't even bother to proceed forward with the surgery. They closed her up, and they just said there was no point of continuing. So then she was diagnosed at that point with stage 4 cancer, which was very shocking and sobering news after we had heard that it was going to be fixed by a simple surgery procedure. So as you can imagine, this has been a very emotional time, and is very traumatic to her and all her loved ones. All of us are just shocked. The doctors gave Esperancita about 6 months to live, and they said with chemo, they hope to extend that to a year. And Esperancita is amazing, because her response to that oncologist was, "The Lord will determine my days," which is so true. Some doctors like to think they're God, but ultimately it's the Lord that decides who will live and for how long. So I am starting a GoFundMe for Esperancita, and I'm entitling it Hope for Esperanza, because Esperanza means hope. Yesterday she had her first chemo treatment, and it went very well, and although we had no idea what to expect or how she would respond to the treatment, she responded to it very well. She was feeling great after she had it done, and today she's feeling great too. And so we're hoping that she continues to do well and responds to the chemo treatments well. And ultimately, our hope is that the Lord will heal her completely of this cancer. Whatever means that might be, whether it's through chemo, or just by miraculously healing her with his own power, because he can do that. But as you can imagine, this has not only been overwhelming emotionally, but also financially. This has been extremely overwhelming for her. And for the first time in 40 years of providing education to hundreds of children in the Fort Worth area, she has had to take a break from teaching preschool and not make an income. And so, as you can imagine, her medical bills are piling up. She does have Medicare and a secondary insurance, but many of these medical expenses are not covered by those two medical plans. I wanted to do this video because Esperancita has a huge heart and has poured her life into the community in significant ways. For example, as a Fort Worth ISD teacher, she helped numerous special needs and troubled children for almost 10 years. When a family had a difficulty with their child was having behavioral issues, Esperancita was the go-to person to provide resources and support. She has been active in church all her life, dedicating many decades serving as a director of Sunday school and serving in various capacities in children's ministry. She has invested in hundreds of families who have come through Mrs. Arroliga's Kitty Garden. And she has given scholarships sacrificially to families who could not afford the preschool. Sometimes she had to do without just so she could provide preschool for other families who couldn't afford it. She has gone above and beyond by tutoring children practically for free, opening her doors to numerous homeless people, counseling married couples, and ministering to anyone that crosses her path. So she has done all this for the community, and she is not a stranger to suffering. She came to the United States with her husband, Felipe, my husband's dad, in the early 1980s when there was a civil war in Nicaragua. Morel was only 2 months old when they came over here, and it was very traumatic, and it was very difficult to come over here to a foreign land and not know any English, and not know how they were going to make ends meet or how they were going to continue on. And yet Esperancita has just poured her life into the north side of Fort Worth, and wherever she's at, she pours herself out to people, and she's just such a giving person and such a great example. I just pray that you would consider to give back to my amazing mother-in-law who has sacrificed tirelessly for the community. I pray that you would give back to her, and if anyone who has been touched by her is listening to this right now, if you would just give back in any way. If you can just say a prayer for her, if that's all that you're able to do at this point, prayer is the best thing that you could do right now. Just pray for her healing. Pray that her situation will not be overwhelming, that she will have peace. But if you are able to donate financially, whether it's $5, $25, $100, all of our budgets look differently. Some people can do $5, other people can do more. But every little bit helps, and I just pray that we would be able to bind together as a community and reach out to this amazing person and help her in her time of need. She has helped so many people when they've been in need, and so the least that we can do is give back to her now that she has a need. Thank you for watching this, and I am going to post the GoFundMe link in the comments, so feel free to click on that. You can read about her story that I've already shared with you, and please spread the word. I pray that people who have been touched by her, whether it's families that went to her preschool, families that attended the Fort Worth ISD in the school that she taught at, or if you're one of the families that was tutored by her or got counseling from her or just was ministered by her in some way, I hope that you will pass this on. And also, will you just, in the comments, if you were touched by her in some way, just mention how you know her and tag her name and just give us a little story on what she has done for you. And I know that would be a great encouragement to her, to know all of the lives that she has touched. I thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you spread the word. Thank you so much.